Hi, my friends. Have you missed Myrtle the turtle? Here she is. And here are her scoots on top. And this whole top is called a shell, sure, or we can call it a carapace. So you can say one or the other. And it's just, would you remember what it's made out of? Do you remember from the book? Yes, bone. So touch your fingernails. How would it feel if you tried to pull your fingernails off of your skin? Would that feel very good? No. So Myrtle's shell does not come off. Are you wondering whether Myrtle the turtle is a turtle or a tortoise? I often wonder. She kind of looks like a tortoise. But what's one thing that Myrtle loves to rest in most of the time? Do you remember that big bowl of water that I always put in her cage? Is that one of the things that tells us that a turtle, the difference between a turtle and a tortoise? I know it's hard to see her feet. She's a little bit scared right now, but she actually has kind of webbed feet in between where the claws are. So she is a turtle, even though she kind of looks like a tortoise with her shell looking kind of thick. Myrtle the turtle is a turtle and not a tortoise. Okay, guys, our last story is called Franklin in the Dark, and I wanted to read it to you because this picture right here is false. This is not what turtles do. Turtles do not come out of their shells. So Franklin in the Dark is a fiction story about a turtle. But don't ever think they can do that. And I'll keep Myrtle on my lap, and if she starts to come out, I'll show you. You ready? Okay, here we go. Franklin could slide down the riverbank. All by himself, he could count forwards and backwards. He could even zip zippers and button buttons. But Franklin was afraid of small, dark places, and that was a problem because look at Franklin outside of his shell, you guys. That is just not okay. Franklin was a turtle, and he was afraid of the dark. Look at him carrying his shell. That is so not what turtles do. So he carried his shell behind him. Every night, Franklin's mother would take a flashlight and shine it into his shell, and she'd say, "There's nothing to be afraid of, Franklin." She always said that. She wasn't afraid of anything, but Franklin was sure that there were creepy things inside his shell, like monsters. So Franklin went looking for help. He walked until he met a duck. "Excuse me, duck, I'm afraid of small dark places and I can't crawl inside my shell. Can you help me?" "Maybe," said the duck. "You see, I'm afraid of very deep water. Sometimes when nobody is watching, I wear my water wings." "Would my water wings help you?" said the duck. Look at that duck wearing water wings. And Franklin said, "No, that's not going to help me." So Franklin walked and walked until he met, what animal is that? Yes, a lion. "Excuse me, lion, I'm afraid of small dark places and I can't crawl inside my shell. Can you help me?"
"Maybe," said the lion. "You see, I'm afraid of great loud noises, and I'm a lion, so sometimes I put on my earmuffs. Would that help you?"
"No," said Franklin. So he walked and walked and walked until he met a bird. And he said, "Excuse me, bird. I'm afraid of small dark places and I can't crawl inside my shell. Can you help me?" "A bird with a parachute? Look at this, guys." "Maybe," said the bird. "I'm afraid of flying. I'm afraid of flying high. Sometimes when nobody's looking, I just put on my parachute." Maybe that would help you. Yes or no? No. So Franklin walked and walked until he met a polar bear. He must have walked all the way to the Arctic, guys. And he asked the polar bear if he had anything that could help him because he was afraid of the dark. Look at Franklin way down there. And the polar bear said, maybe. You see, I'm afraid of cold, icy, freezing nights. Sometimes when nobody's looking, I put on my snowsuit when I go to bed. Would that help you? No, said Franklin. Franklin was tired of asking everybody. Oh, Myrtle just came out. Oh, she's back in. Okay, I think she's a little scared herself. He walked and walked and walked until he met his mother. Oh, Franklin, I was so worried you were lost. What? You were afraid? said Franklin. I didn't know mommies were ever afraid. Whoa. Well, did you find some help? She asked Franklin. Well, I met a duck who was afraid of deep water. She couldn't help. And then I met a lion. He was afraid of great loud noises. Said his mom. And then I met a bird who was afraid of flying. Said his mom. And then it was getting late. Franklin was very tired and very hungry. Look at him still pulling his shell. They walked and walked and walked until they got home. Franklin's mother gave him a cold supper and a warm hug, and then she sent him off to bed. Good night, dear, she said. Well, Franklin knew what he had to do. He crawled right inside his small, dark shell. He was sure he saw creepy, slippery things and a monster, but he said a brave good night. And when nobody was looking, Franklin the turtle turned on his flashlight. So, that story, I think, was telling you and telling me that everybody has something that they're afraid of. You just got to talk about it and see if maybe someone else can help you, or maybe if you can tackle that thing that you're afraid of and just try and face your fears. Myrtle the turtle certainly doesn't want to come out of her shell and face seeing me. I wonder if Myrtle the turtle is feeling scared. If only she knew she could face her fears and come out and see me, and that I would not harm her, right, guys? So, let's see if I put Myrtle the turtle on a flat surface, if maybe she will face her fears and come out. I don't know, guys. I don't think she's feeling very brave right now. Maybe a new environment. Maybe that book doesn't smell like her habitat that she lives in. Maybe she's used to her sawdust and her worms nearby. Okay, I think I'll put Franklin or Myrtle the turtle back in her cage. So, do turtles come out of their shells? Absolutely not. You're right, guys. Alrighty, and the last thing I wanted to show you, my friends, well, I don't think we'll have time for box turtle at Long Pond, but I'll ask teacher Carrie to read that on Wednesday, and teacher Melissa. So we have those pictures I was telling you guys about. There is Owen, And there's Mze. And I wanted to show you a picture, a real picture. This is Owen when he was left at the edge of the river. His family had washed away. It was during a really big storm. And then here are the African villagers with a big pickup truck rescuing the hippo, Owen, and they brought Owen to a sanctuary where there were many scientists there who knew how to take care of. Oh my goodness, Myrtle the turtle is walking away. Okay, Myrtle the turtle. And there's Owen in a big tub. And here's Owen, or Mze. Probably wondering what's happening with that hippo. And they put them in the same kind of, I don't want to say cage, but same area together. And the hippo would not eat for days and days. And the hippo finally took notice of Mze. And they slept together. And Myrtle's coming out of her shell, guys. She is actually on my lap coming out of her shell. Look at that. Maybe she's feeling the warmth on my legs. Look at her coming out. There she is. Okay, and then some of our final pictures here. We have Owen beginning to trust Mze, beginning to face his fears and learn that friendships, if you trust your friend, maybe your friend can help you and be your companion. And then Owen began to eat and drink, and they became very best friends. Isn't that so sweet? And Myrtle, the turtle, is ready to crawl off my lap. There's her legs. And I'm going to send her back home into her habitat. So guys, lastly, I think we had a little poem about a turtle. And see if we have a few minutes I can find. I think you guys have a picture of a turtle and an alligator that you can do. And I can't find my little poem, but there's a poem in there that you can do with Teacher Carrie or Teacher Melissa tomorrow too, about a box turtle. Oh, yeah, hold on. Here it is. Okay, so the first part is about making a turtle with you can do it with your fists like this. So, goes like this. This is my turtle. He lives in a shell. He likes his home very well. He pokes his head out when he wants to eat. He pulls his head in when he wants to sleep. Now, that's going to be our turtle. Then we have the little turtle, which I think is the one in your packet. Okay, so here we go. You can make your turtle. There was a little turtle. He lived in a box. He swam in a puddle and he climbed on the rocks. Now get ready to snap. So you're going to be a snapping turtle. He snapped at a mosquito. He snapped at a flea. He snapped at a minnow and he snapped at me. He caught the mosquito. He caught the flea. He caught the minnow, but he can't catch